So we should start first by highlighting things again. Again, this is example 3, this is example 4, so those should be blue. Our check your understanding should be in orange, so let's make sure we highlight those accordingly. So our next thing is we know that PQ is 15. We're going to look at this picture. We know this figure below, PQ is 15. We know that QR is going to be 9 right there. And we have to find what is PR, which is the entire length. So this will be that segment addition. So again, I'm going to put that information in here. This is 15. This is in fact 9. So I'll write that in. So now, again, this red segment with this green segment, both of those together make this blue segment. So it's literally putting both of those together, which is called segment addition. So it'll be that 15 plus this 9, which will give me a total answer of 24. And we would say units because there are or is no label, but on Alex, when you type it in, you're just going to type 24. We would like to have some sort of unit like centimeters or inches or something like that. But if there isn't anything, we can just label it with units. So what we're going to do next is this example 4, and I would like you to try the next one then yourself. So this one is a little bit different. We know that XZ, the entire length, XZ, this whole length from here all the way to here, is in fact 31. So now we're given the whole length, and then we're giving YZ. So this little green part right here, YZ, is 17. Now, we actually have to find this part right here. So we're actually going to put an X here. Now, we can do it a couple ways. I like using segment addition and then kind of solving an algebraic problem. But you could think of it a few ways. Instead of adding, we could subtract. Just like in math, they're inverse operations. Instead of doing addition, to go the other direction, we have to subtract, going one way or the other. So in this case, I'm going to use addition because it's more fun. So the idea is, again, this red segment plus this green segment is equal to this. So the idea is x plus this 17 is in fact equal to this 31. Now, what plus 17 is 31? Well, we can solve this if you know your Algebra 1 skills by just subtracting 17 to both sides of this equation. So again, how do you do that? Well, remember you just do minus 17 and minus 17 to balance the equation. And then we get that x is in fact 14. And then again, we should have units for this case. So again, if you want to double check, put 14 plus 17, well, that's 31, and that's a double check. So go ahead and try this one on your own. Pause it, I'll have an answer shortly. So I hope that you got 5 units for this. Again, if you think about it, 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. So the idea is this plus what number is 12, which is an algebraic problem here. Okay, so let's do our last problem here. So let's move this down. And for some reason in this, well, let's look at this first. First thing we need to highlight, so new word, congruent, green. And this is examples 5 and then and. So put a plus sign, 5 and 6. I'm not sure why that didn't go in there. Let's go ahead and rewrite this. This is 5 and 6. So if you put a plus sign in between those, we would have that. So the first thing is congruent. Congruent means that it is exactly the same size, same shape, same everything. So in this case, for this situation, congruent segments have the same measure. They will have equal length. So this is 1.7. This is also 1.7. And we're going to use tick marks, these little tick marks, to say that these are congruent. So if you put a tick mark and another tick mark, those are congruent. There is a symbol we use. We use an equal sign, but with a squiggle above it. So that means congruent. So how do I write this? We're going to say segment AB, so that has a line segment symbol above, is congruent to segment CD. So that's how we'd write it. And again, how do I say that? We would say segment AB is congruent to segment CD. That's how you would say it. So, and again, that we need to highlight in your reddish pink color here. That's how we would say it, as well as this is how you would write it. So let's go ahead and try to make congruent segments using a compass. So let's go ahead and do that. So what are we going to start with is we're going to start with this compass here, and you can do it physically, or we're going to do this on Alex. So we're going to do both paper and Alex. So what we're going to have to do is start with this compass here. I'm going to place this right here. So what you do is you place this right here and you click this button, or you put the tip of this right here on C. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the pencil so it writes over this. So it's going to swivel and make kind of a circle arc right like this. Now we keep that compass length or distance. It's kind of a measurement tool, and we're going to leave it that way. Let me move this here. I gotta unlock this, ungroup this anyways. And then I'm gonna move this right here and place it like here. And I'm gonna rotate this as well. So I'm gonna like kind of rotate it on that point, that swivel point here, to copy this. So I just kind of rotate it over that. So again, I'm gonna place this right here and just kind of draw a rough sketch of it. So it kind of like draws this little part of a circle like that. So it's going to match right here, that little part of a circle. Now that's what I do to copy a length. So C to D here is the length from here to here, and if I start with this point P, I'm going to copy this length here. Now I can move this away, and we're going to have to use a straight edge tool. So we're going to take this straight edge tool, and I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to rotate it a little bit so this little dot or triangle goes right on that point. You click it there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. So from right here all the way to here, and we'll click it. That will be my new thing, and a triangle will show up right here when you click it on Alex. Now that, let me move this away, will be a copied line segment. So that will be the same length as this if we do that right. Again, we're going to use this here, place that there, kind of draw the little arch, copy that length, don't change the length of that, and we're going to also click this and then make that. And then we use this straight edge tool to just draw the straight line. So let's go ahead and do that again real quick over on the right. So if I go right here, let's make sure I copy the size. So let's go over here. So I have to turn this and make sure that this is the correct size about right here. Again, we're going to kind of rotate it so that it makes this little arc right like that. This we will then move up here and do that same thing right there. It will kind of make this arc kind of like here. Again, it doesn't have to go the same direction. You could actually make the full circle going all the way around if you want. That is not an issue. I just like doing a little bit of it because I don't need all of it. So once you make that little thing here, you move that away. You move this straight edge again over here, and you turn it so that this lines up on that. And then we just kind of sketch a straight from right here all the way to that arc right there. Then I will move that away. So this is now my congruent segment.